Welcome to Prep Lab. This is Math Lesson 204, Absolute Value. The absolute value of a number is its distance from zero. Absolute value measures distance. The absolute value of a negative number is its distance from zero, so the absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3, because negative 3 is 3 units away from zero on the number line. The absolute value of any number x must be greater than or equal to 0. The smallest an absolute value can be is 0. This is a very important concept. The ACT likes to test it a lot. Solving for algebraic absolute values is relatively simple and straightforward. The absolute value of x is equal to 5, so x can equal negative 5 or positive 5. If the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 4, what you do is set what's in the absolute value, x minus 5, equal to both negative 4 and positive 4, and then simply solve for x. We add 5 to both sides. X is equal to both positive 1 and x is equal to 9. So the solution set is x is equal to 1, 9. Remember that an absolute value's smallest value is 0. So if the question says the absolute value of x minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 1, the answer to this is the null set. There is no number that's absolute value is negative. When you have an easy absolute value question, like negative 3 times the absolute value of negative 6 plus 8, you've got to remember that anything inside the absolute value is like a grouping symbol, and we have to use PEMDAS. So we have to use parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. The grouping symbol, absolute value, is the P in the PEMDAS, the parentheses. So what students do is often take the positive value of everything in it before doing the operation. Let's look at this problem. Negative 6 plus 8 is positive 2. So this is equal to negative 3 times the absolute value of 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. The answer is B. But what's the trap? Negative 3 times negative 6 plus 8. Students take the positive value of everything before doing the operation, before doing PEMDAS, and do 6 plus 8 is 14. Negative 3 times 14 is negative 42. The sucker answer to this is A. Let's do another one of those to highlight. This is an actual question off of an ACT. The absolute value of 5 times negative 4 plus 3 times 6. We have to do what's inside the absolute value first. So we get negative 20 plus 18, which is equal to negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is positive 2. The answer is B. What do students do incorrectly? They take the positive value of negative 20 and add it to 18 and say E, 38. That's a sucker bet. Here's a hard absolute value. What is the minimum value of the function f of x is equal to the absolute value of the opposite of x minus a plus b minus c for all positive values of a, b, and c? It looks ridiculously hard, except for one thing. It asks us the minimum value, which we know the minimum value of an absolute value is 0. So this whole thing right here is simply 0. 0 minus c is equal to minus c. The answer is A. I do like that problem. Absolute value is used to measure distance. Here is a super hard ACT problem, a number 60 out of 60. The solution set of which of the following equations is the set of real numbers that are 5 units away from negative 3. Because absolute value works on the number line, all we need to do is set negative 3 and then go 5 units to the right and 5 units to the left. Left of negative 3, 5 units is negative 8. Right of negative 3, 5 units is positive 2. We then have a solution set. X is equal to negative 8 and 2. We plug both of those values back into the absolute values and we'll see what we get. if we go to F and we say 2 plus 3 is 5, that works. 2 minus 3 isn't 5. 2 plus 5 isn't 3. 2 plus 5 isn't 3. And 2 minus 3 is negative 3, so that works too. Now let's plug in negative 8. Negative 8 minus negative 5 is negative 13. That eliminates J. Our answer is x plus 3, absolute value, is equal to 5. Let's solve that algebraically to see if it's right. Absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 5. Set x plus 3 equal to negative 5 and x plus 3 equal to positive 5. Subtract 3 from both sides. 5 minus 3 is negative 8. 5 minus 3 is positive 2. Our solution set is negative 8 and 2. And that's the basics of absolute value. Lesson M204, Math 204.